Hello guys, this is your sixth Revit class. So in this class we will learn about how to set parameters for any form in the conceptual mask. So we'll create any basic form and then we'll set parameters for that form and we'll load that form into the project. So that is what we'll learn first, and after that we'll move on to architectural part in Revit project. So there we will learn how to create a wall in detail. So let's begin with the class, guys. So now go to models, click on new architectural template and click OK. Once you open this Revit, we'll open the conceptual mask. So now go to file, click on new, click on conceptual mask, and let's open the conceptual mask by clicking metric mask. Click on open. As we have opened the metric mask, as we have opened the conceptual mask, now we'll start creating a form. So just select a rectangle, just draw a form like this. Now select the profile and change this to solid form like this. Let it be like this. Like after just making a form like this, now we have to convert this form into parameters. So to set parameters for this form, we need to know the exact dimensions of this form, like length of this form, width of this form, and height of this form. We need to know the exact dimensions. To know the exact dimensions, we have to click on the measurement tool. So here we have a measurement tool. In here we have different measurements: align, angular, radial, diameter, arc length. But now we need the align dimension. So click on align dimension. So in this conceptual mask of the Revit, you can measure the distance by clicking on the surface from this surface to that surface like this. So only when you click on the surfaces, you can take the dimensions. So first you have to click on this surface and then you have to select this surface. Once you click on both surfaces, now you can get the dimension of this. See, now you will get the dimensions of this like this. So the dimension is around 15,000. Now to know this dimension, this side dimension, just select on this surface, click on this surface like this, and then you have to click on this surface like this. Now you can see we got a dimension. We got a dimension. Just place it like this. Now we have to measure the height. To measure the height, see the top, we are not getting the top surface to select. Only this side surface we can select, this side surface I can select, back side surface I can select, and this side surface I can select. Only the side surface I can select, but I cannot select the bottom surface or a top surface. So that is because we have a work plane along the horizontal. So when we set the work plane around the vertical, we can select the surface of the top portion. But we won't be able to select the uh, particular which side the vertical uh, work plane will be there. If the vertical work plane is on this side, then we won't be able to select this plane and this plane. Only this side up, down, and this side and that side plane alone we will be able to select. So now let's set a plane. So just to set a work plane, just click on uh, work plane, and here set work plane, click on set work plane, and just click on this uh, surface. Now click on show. You can see our work plane is set it on this side. So now we cannot select uh, dimension, when we apply for dimension, we cannot select this side surface alone. We can select this one, and top one and bottom one. So now just select on dimension, and now you can easily select the top surface, and then we can also select the bottom surface like this. Now you can just give a height like this. So once we have just know the height of this form, like is the width which is 15,000 and the length is 21,000 and the height is around 24,600. So now we have to convert this form into parameters. We know the measurement of this form. So to just convert this form to parameters, first we have to select the dimension. Just click on one dimension, one side dimension. And once you click on one side dimension, here a label kind of thing will appear. So here you have an icon which says create parameter. So you have to click on this logo, this icon to create a parameter. Now you have to name this. So we have selected the dimension which is a width. So we have to name it as a width. So now we have to name it as a width and then click on OK. So now we have converted this dimension into a parameter. And then we have to do the same for other measurements also. Just click on the measurement and then go to create parameter and change this to length. Name this as length and click OK. So now you can see length is equal to 21,000. So like this, we have to convert this measurement into parameter. So select this one and go to create parameter and now just type it as height like this height and now click OK. So once we have created these parameters, just to cross check whether these parameters are working or not, so we have to just do a cross check. For that, we have to go here, which is called family types. Just click on family types. Now you will get the details of this form. So the dimensions are height is around this, length is around 21,000, width is around 15,000. So let's try to change the height like 25,000. Click enter. And now just click OK. Now you can see this parameter is working. We have changed the height to 25,000. So the form has been updated. After doing this, we have to do the next thing. What we have to do is we have to load this form into the project. So first we to set this form as a parameter, first we have to measure this form, and after measuring this form, we have to click on the measurement and create it as a parameter by naming the particular dimensions. And after that, we have to check in the family type whether this form is properly working with this parameter. After checking this, we have to load this into the project. So click on load into project and just click on close. Now just place this model like 3 or 4 copies. Just make a 3 or 4 copies of this family like this, like this. Now just open the 3D of this. Just open the 3D of this project. Okay, like that. So here we can see that all these four are from one family. So if you edit one family, if you change the parameters of this one family, then it will affect all the rest three families as well. So just click on one form and now let's change the parameter of this one form. To change the parameter of this one form, we have to go to properties. So in properties, you have to click on edit type. When you click on edit type, now here in edit type, it shows the dimensions. So I'll move it here. Now you can see we can change the dimensions. If I change the dimensions here, like if I change the dimensions this as a 30,000 or height, if I change the height as a 50,000 and click OK, it will affect for rest all things. So if I just edit one thing, it will also affect rest of the three things because it is one family. So if you want to change for one particular object and you don't want it to affect other thing, then you have to make this as a unique. So how to make this unique is if you just want to change the dimension of this particular object alone and you don't want it to affect on other objects. So for that you have to make this particular object as a unique object. So to make this object as a unique, then just select on this object and go to edit type. In edit type you have an option called duplicate. You have to click on duplicate. Once you click on duplicate, it will automatically ask you to rename the file, rename the name of the family. So just type it as uh, new model like this. So just type it any name what you want and then click OK. Now this alone has become a unique object. So now if you change the height of this like 40,000 and length as 30,000, and now if you click OK, you can see only this object is alone is edited as we have made this object alone as a duplicate. Rest others are same. If you now just click this object and go to edit type and change the height of this object to 40,000, and now if you just click on OK, this all the three will be edited at the same time because these three are now one family and this is also one family, but we made it this one as a duplicate, so it won't be affected. This is one method. But what if, see, now if you want to change only the height of each object. So for this, you want to give a height of 50,000, and for this, you want to give the height of 20,000, and for this, you want to give the height of 30,000. So only you want to change the height alone, but the length and width will be same. So if you want to do that, one method is to go and make this object as duplicate. Go to edit type and make it as duplicate. And then you have to do the same for these two objects also. You have to make this also duplicate, this also duplicate to make the only if you want to change the height alone. This is one method, but it is not. But this is not a recommended method. If you just want to change only height thing, and in later if you want to after changing it as a duplicate, this also duplicate and this also duplicate. But now if you want to change the length and width, which will be same for all the three, then you have to again go and click on edit type and change the length for this as 30,000 and width also as 20,000. And you want to do the same measurement 30 and 20,000 for this object also, and then same for this object also like 30,000 by 20,000. Then you have to edit each and every object and then you have to change this and it will take time. So uh, so it will take time, so this is not a easy method. So to avoid that we have another method which is known as instance parameter. So if you just want to change any particular one dimension, you can use that instance parameter. So it will be still one family, but height alone or length alone you can change. And later, if you want to change the width of width of the object, but for all the objects you want to give the same width, You can do that very easily. For example, now I'll show you. Let's select this. So to make it as an instance parameter, we have to go back again to the conceptual mask. So how to go there is just select this family, just select this one object. And once you select this object, here it will show edit family. Just click on edit family. Now we'll come back to the conceptual mask. So just select this height parameter. Once you click on height parameter, here it will show an option called instance parameter. When you just give a tick on this instance parameter, now it has become instance. So it has become a unique. So how many copies do you make? Like even if you make 100 of same copy, the height will be unique. You can change, you can give height, any height for all the 100. Like for one file, if you want to give a height of 40,000, for other object, you can give like 50,000, and for rest of the other objects, you can give 30,000 like that. So you can give any unique dimensions for the height alone easily. And then if you want to change the width and length, you can change it in one particular object and it will change for all the objects. So that is what this instance parameter does. So now once we have made height alone as instance, and now after completing this, then click on load project. Just click on load into project after doing an instance parameter. When you click on load into project, as we have already loaded that family into this project, it will ask you overwrite the existing version or overwrite the existing version and its parameter. So if you are second time, if you are loading the same uh, same file into this project, then select this option, overwrite the existing version and its parameter, like this. Now you can see if you just select in on this object, just if you select on this object, and if you know, if you go to edit type, now we can see only the length and the width. We cannot see the height. So as we have made the height as an instance parameter. So now see, now if I want to change the height of this, I can directly change the height in the properties here. So here is what you will see the advantage of the instance parameter. So now see, this is duplicate family. Now if I want to change the height for this, I can go to edit type and change the, okay, for this also I can, now as this all are one family, now I can give height for this also directly on here. So I can change the height for this like 50,000. If I want to give at 50,000, I can change this. So the height is been changed. And I can, if I want to change the height of this object, I can just easily change the height from here. Just click here and change the height as 30,000, like this. So I have changed this height and it is not affected this one. Now if I click this one and change the height, let's say 20,000, like this. Now I want to change the height of this object like 40,000. Okay. So now I can easily change the height directly from the properties. When I select this object, I can directly change the height easily, very easily, because I have made the height as a instance parameter. So this is one advantage. But now, as all the four objects has a unique height, but now if I want to change the length for this object, and this object. So here is what the advantage is. As I have made this as a duplicate and not made this as duplicate, these three are still same. I have not made it as a duplicate, but only height alone I have made it as an instance parameter. But this object is duplicate. But now if I want to change the length and width of this object and change the same length and width of the object for all the three objects, all the four objects, I can easily change for this object by go to edit type and change this length and width of this one object like 10,000 and this as 20,000. And if I just click OK, it will be affected for these three objects. Is even if the height I can change, I can give a unique height for all the three. But if I want to change the length and width, I can change the length and width for all the three at the same time. But but I cannot change the length and width for this duplicate thing. So here, if I want to give the same length and width for this object as well, then again I have to go to edit type and change the dimension here. So this is the main difference in instance parameter, guys. So this is the main difference in the instance parameter. If you if you didn't use the instance parameter and you want to give different height for each object, and you made all these three objects also as a duplicate, and now if you want to give the length and width for that all the three objects as the same, then you have to edit in all the three objects for the length and width. So it will take time. But now you can see the advantage of instance parameter that only the height instance we have given the instance parameter for height. So only the height we can easily change for all the three objects. And even we can change the height for this also, for this object also very easily because it is all one family. But if you want to change the length and width at the same time for all objects, you can change this all three objects. For these three objects, you can change the length and width very easily at the same time because it is still the same family. Only except the height as it is instance parameter. But this is a duplicate type, so you cannot change the length and width for this object. So this is the difference, guys. You have to understand it. So till here, just try this out, guys. How to set the parameters for a form and then load this into a project and just try to edit the parameters of this using duplicate and then setting instance parameter. So till here, just practice this, guys. Try it out. Take few minutes and we'll continue the class in few more minutes. Thank you. Okay, guys, now let's continue with the class. Now we'll move on to the next topic, which is architectural part. So first, let's delete these things. If we want to save, we can save. I'll just delete this like this. And then I will also close this conceptual mark. So now come to the Revit project. Just open the level 0 plan. Just open the level 0. So now we are in the Revit project. So we'll move on to the next part, which is an architecture part. So now just click on architecture. So in architecture, we have many tools like walls, doors, windows, components, column, roof, ceiling, floor. These are the things which we will learn in the architecture part. So components we have already learned in the previous class where we used generic models and created basic forms like that. So we have already learned this. So now we will see what other things left, like walls, doors, windows, columns, these things. So in this class, first we will start with the wall part. So when you click on wall, you have three options like wall architectural, wall structural, wall by face. So wall by face, we have already learned this in the previous class where we just created a form from the conceptual mass and we imported that uh, form into the Revit project. And then in the massing and site, we use this to add floors. We selected this floor option. So we just selected the surface of the wall in the form and then just applied a wall. And we also saw roof curtain systems as one basic method where we saw these four options. So now in architecture, we will see that in detail. So in this class, we will learn about wall. So there is another thing, wall structural. So wall structure is different. It's based on structural. As we are just focused on architecture, so we will just learn wall architecture. So just click on wall architecture. Once you click on wall architectural, here in properties you will find wall type. So it depends on each version. So if you have architect or Revit 2022 or 2021 or 2024, you will have a different types of walls. Just like slight difference will be there, but rest will be almost same. So here in wall types, after selecting wall in the architecture wall, then you have to come to the properties and just select any basic type of wall. Here I will select a basic wall like this one. Wall exterior 215 BWK. BWK means brickwork. So the material of brickwork will be applied on this wall. So I'm selecting this type wall exterior 215. Once I select this 215 wall, the next thing what I have to do is I have to select the location line. So here we have a location line. In location line, we have many options. So here what we will mostly use is wall center line, finish face exterior, finish face interior. Only these three will be mostly used. So we'll see what these wall center line, finish face exterior, and finish face interior is. What is the difference between these three? So first we'll see what wall center line is. Just click on wall center line and then just draw a wall. Now once you draw a wall, now you can see there is a line, a dash line running at the center of the wall. So the reference line that we are getting is from the center of the wall. That is what known as wall center line. The dash lines is known as a reference line, which is at the center of the wall. So you are drawing a wall with a reference line at the center of the wall. So that is what known as wall center line. Okay. Now let's to just draw this wall. You have to click once here, and after at the certain distance, if you want to end this wall, you have to just give another click like this. Now again, it will ask you to just turn at which angle. Like if you want to turn at certain angle, like 45 degree, you can just draw a wall on a center line reference with whatever distance that you want. But if you want to just come out of this, you have to press escape one time. If you press escape two times, it will just come out of the wall command itself. So just press escape one time like this. Now, once you have press escape, now we'll see what another thing, finish face exterior. So now we'll see what finish face exterior option. Just click on finish face exterior and then let's draw a wall, another wall like this. So just click here in the mouse. Now you can see we are drawing a wall, but the reference line, the dash blue color dash line is at the top edge of the wall, at the outer edge of the wall. That is what known as finish face exterior line. So finish face exterior is like we are drawing a wall, but the reference line is on the outer edge of the wall. So you can see the wall blue color dash line. Reference line is on the outer edge of the wall. So this is what known as finish face exterior. Now just click again. Now you can see if I want to draw another wall like this, still the reference line is on the outer edge of the wall. So if you draw a wall like this, still it means that it is a outer edge of the wall. So now just press escape. Now we'll see what finish face interior is. So just click on finish face interior and now let's draw another wall. Now you can see we are drawing a wall, but the blue color dash line, reference line is inside of the edge of the wall. So now we are getting the reference line at the inner edge of the wall. So this is the main difference in these three things. Just press escape. So in wall center line, we are getting a reference line at the center of the wall. In wall exterior, we are getting the reference line at the outer edge of the wall. So in wall finish face interior, we are getting the reference line at the inner edge of the wall. So this is the main difference. So you have to understand where to use which location line. So if you are drawing interior walls like partition walls, that time you can use the center line. If you are doing a partition walls between the room and living room, that time you can just use center line wall. Or even for outer walls also you can use center line walls. But if you are having a plan, only like a inner dimensions. If you are having a plan of a room or a home, only interior, only inner dimensions if you have, that time you can use the finish face interior wall. But if you are having a complete plan, like you are imported AutoCAD plan into this Revit, that time you have exterior wall also on there. So in that time you can just, if you want to take reference as the outer line of the home, then you can use this finish face exterior. Or else if you want to use finish face interior, you have to click on the inner line of the wall. So this is what the difference in this walls. So now just press escape and now to see this next thing is we'll see what how to set the levels in this wall. So after doing this, just open the elevation. So just draw these walls in the plan with different constraints. Wall center line, wall exterior line, and then wall interior, finish face interior. So one more thing guys, like see if I select this wall, I am getting this symbol. So this is called as flip. So it will change the orientation of the wall. So once if you click on this symbol, if you have a material, interior material on this side and exterior texture on this side, but now if you want to just flip this wall, you want this exterior texture on this side and interior texture on that side, then just you have to click on this symbol. Once you click on this symbol, so it will just flip the wall this side. So you can utilize this symbol. Like same, if you want to just switch this just flip this wall this side, like you have the reference line. Wherever the reference line is there, you can see the dot is also on that side. See, you have the dot on the exterior surface. Now, if you just flip this wall, you will see the dot is on the now the exterior has come at bottom. So like this, we can flip the wall. So the line reference line is staying at the same place. It is not changing. But the wall from this side, it is going that side. See? The reference line is at the same place, but the wall from this side, it is flipping to that side. So that's the difference guys. Now if you click on this interior finish surface, the reference line will be at the same location, but it will just, this wall will be just switched on this side, below the reference line, like this. So that's the difference, guys. So after this, just open any elevation. So go to project browser and then click on elevations and just open any one of the elevations, like this. So now we'll see how to change the levels of this wall. So we'll see how to change the levels of this wall. So here we'll add one more level. So just click on the level and click on pick line, select offset around 4000 and just offset this like this. So now if you just click any one of the wall, so here in properties we have a constraints. So here we have constraints like location line, base constraints, base offset, and then top constraint, unconnected height, top offset. So these are the constraints that we have. Whenever we just select a wall, in properties we get these constraints. So here, this wall location line is wall center line. Now if you click on this wall, it shows finish face exterior. If you select this wall, it shows location line finish face interior. So you can just know the location line of the wall in the properties once you click on the wall. Now, what is base constraint? So base constraint is like it sets the base level of the wall. So now the base constraint is as level 0. If you want to change this, you can just, we have, what are the other levels that we have in Revit right now in this project? That is level 0, level 1 and level 2. So the base level of the wall is this portion. If I change the base level of this wall to level 1, then I have to go to properties in base constraint. So here I can easily change the base of the wall to level 1 by just clicking on level 1 like this. So once if I just change the base constraint to level 1, automatically the wall will move from level 0 to level 1. As now this is the base constraint of this wall. So like this you can change the base level. So next you have base offset. So what base offset is? So so this is the base wall. Now this is the base of this wall. So now as the level 1 is the base constraint for this wall. So base offset is like from level 1 you can just give an offset value so that for example if you want to give an offset value of like 500, then from level 1 500 will be offsetted like this. If you now click on this wall from level 1, this wall is just moved around 500 distance from this level line. So that is what base offset is. I will show you guys once again. See, just select this wall. So now the wall's base constraint is on the level 1. So the base, the level is starting from level 1. If I want to offset this, the base of the wall, like any value, if I want to give any value in the base offset to move this wall, then in base offset I have to give any value from level 1. It will just get offsetted around whatever value that you enter. Now I'll just give 300 or I'll give 1000. As I have given 1000, now you can see the wall has moved 1000 around from the level 1. It has just moved around 1000 distance up. So now from level 1 it has moved around 9000. Now the top of the wall is around 9000 as it has offsetted 1000 from below from the level 1. So this is what base constraint. Now we'll see what top constraint and what top offset is. So just select this wall. Once you select this wall, now you have the base level is 0 and the base offset is 0. So the level is 0, base constraint is 0, and even offset is 0. So it is just on the level 0. Now there is something top constraint. So top constraint is selected as unconnected. So that means we have not given the exact value for the top finish. So it is unconnected height. So if you just change the height like 9,000, you can easily change the height of the wall, whatever it may be. So when you have a wall like, so if you just select this wall, if you have a top constraint as unconnected, you can give the height of wall whatever you want to give as your wish. I can even give 12,000. I can even give 12,000 the height of the wall when the top constraint is unconnected. But now if I change the wall top constraint, if I just give a level 1, so it will, the base constraint will be at level 0, but the top constraint of the wall will be at level 1. If I just click on that level 1, then I will not be able to set the height of the wall. Now you can see the top constraint is changed to up to level 1. So now this is disabled. The unconnected height option is not available for me to edit. I cannot change the height of this wall because the top level I have just given, it should be up to level 1 only. Now if I just give this up to level 2, till level 2, the top constraint of the wall will be get attached. But I cannot increase this wall height more than level 2. So the level 2 is at 8,000. I cannot change the wall height more than 8,000 using this unconnected height. But I can change the level of the wall by using top offset. So when it is like, see, when it is in unconnected, I don't have the option to edit the top offset, but I can just change the height of the wall. But if I just change this to like certain level, no, I don't have the option to edit this unconnected height, but I can just change the offset of this wall. So now once after setting the level, I can adjust the top offset. Like how we give the base offset after setting the base constant. Like the same as after we are setting the top constant, now we can just edit the top offset. So here in top offset, you can give a value like 1000. So if you want to give a parapet wall, something like that, so that like this, you can give a top offset as 1000. So now you can see it is updated. So the base top constant is at level 2. This wall's top constant is at level 2 at 8,000. But now I have given top offset as 1000. For example, it might be a parapet wall above the level 2. So like this, I can give height. So this is one method. Now just select this wall and now we will see negative thing, negative value. Till here we just give the positive value. Now we'll see the negative value. So again, just see, for example, let it be at the base constraint be at level 0 itself. So the base constraint will be at level 0. Now, if I just want this wall to move below, so if I just give the value in base offset like 500, it will go above. It will go, the offset will happen above this level 0 if I give the value of 500. But at the same time, if I give a negative value like minus 500, now see the wall will come below the level line. So the still the base constraint is at level 0, but the base offset is at negative value minus 500. So if you want to give a plinth wall like that kind of time, you can just give a negative value like this. So now you can see below the level line, below the base constraint, the wall is offsetted around 1000 mm. So like this, you can give a negative value. So this is the difference between these levels, guys. So once you come into the level part, once you come into the elevation, so like this, you can set the level of the wall. You can just adjust the level of the wall in these properties on the constraints. You can just set the base constraint, base offset, and top constraint, top offset. If it is unconnected, you can give a value whatever you want. So this is what how we can change the level of the wall, guys. So after this, just select this wall. Now you see how to edit the properties of this wall. So once you select this wall, go to properties. Here you have edit type. So now this wall, and this wall, all these three walls are same property. It has same family. Basic wall, wall exterior 215 BWK. So it is 215 brickwork. So all these three walls are same properties. So now if you want to edit this wall, it will affect this two wall also. Like how we saw in uh, this just in previous thing, like how we saw if you edit one thing, others also will change because it is one family. But if you just want to change one particular wall, then you have to make it as a duplicate. So you will edit this one, but these two will won't change. So that is what we have to do. If I want to change the thickness of this wall alone, then I have to make this wall as duplicate. But if I want to change the thickness of this wall for all of this wall, then I can just edit on one wall. All the other wall will be changed automatically. So now I just want to edit only this particular wall. So I will go here in properties and just click on edit type. Once I click on edit type, I want to make it as a duplicate. So click on duplicate. Now just for brickwork wall, so for wall, just change the thickness value that you are going to give. Don't rename the full wall value. So don't change the full name of the wall. Just change what the thickness that you are going to change. I'm going to give it as a 230 mm wall. So I will just give wall exterior 230 and then click OK. So like this, I can change the name of the wall by giving the thickness of the wall like this. And now if I just want to change the thickness of this wall, here in construction you have structure. In structure here you have option edit. Just click on edit. Now you will get this thing. Core boundary, structure one, core boundary. So this core boundary is just nothing like a layers, like a plaster layers. So we'll learn about this in detail in further classes. But for now, just ignore this core boundary. Just select the structure. Structure is the main thickness of the wall. So the structure is the main thickness of this wall. So just select here in thickness and change the thickness to 230 like this. Once you change the thickness, after changing the thickness, just click OK. And after that, again click OK. Now you can see we have changed the thickness of this wall. So when you click on this wall, now you can see the properties. In properties, uh, the wall is changed. Basic wall exterior 230. Now we have changed the property of this wall. But if you just click on this wall, it is still 215. But now if you want to uh, make this wall also as 230, you don't need to go and go to edit type and make it as a 230 mm. And you don't need to just click this wall. If you just want to make this as 230 mm wall like this, you just don't need to go to edit type and duplicate this and make this as 230. If you want to make it as 230, just go to properties, and once you click on properties, you will have wall exterior 230 as we have set this property for this wall. So just click on this wall exterior 230. Automatically, the properties of this wall will be changed. Now, if you again want to change the properties of this wall, again go to properties and change this to previous wall exterior 250 like this. So once if you edit this wall will also be changed. So if you change this wall to 230, now if you edit this wall also will be changed. This wall won't change because this wall's property is 250, but this wall's property is 230. And this wall's property is also wall exterior 230. So this is how you can just duplicate the wall and change the thickness of this wall and change the property of this wall. And if you just want to do this, if you just want to make the same property for multiple walls, then you have to just select particular walls like this and go to properties and just change the property to that belong whichever property that you want to apply like this. So after that, if you have a plan like outer walls and inner walls. So for outer walls, we can give one thickness, and for inner walls, we can give a different thickness. So just select all the outer walls, and after selecting all the outer walls like this, you can just go and select wall exterior 230 like this. After that, if you just edit the properties of one wall, it will just affect on all the outer walls. For inner walls, you can change the property as 150 or whatever property that you want to apply. So this is what the basic thing of this wall, guys. So in architecture wall, we have learned how to create wall using central line, finish face exterior, finish face interior, and then we saw how to change the level of this wall in the elevation, how to move the wall from base level to top constraint like this. And also we learned how to edit the wall in edit type properties. So that's all for this class, guys. So till here, just try this out, practice this. After this, we'll see in the next class. Thank you.